is a safe space, right? Cool. I thought, why not straighten my hair and chat to you about books. This is hydration drink, Nexus sherbet something. Anyway, it's like got like vitamin C, creatine. It's really yummy. Haven't done like a little sit down video for years, because if you didn't know, I used to post on YouTube like when I was younger. I just always acted like an influencer without the following, you know what I mean? Just always posted, loved social media, loved recording and editing and showing up. I feel like I've done it since I was like 15 years old. I privated most of them, so don't go scrolling. I wanted to talk about some books because lately I've been posting about the books that I read. I posted a story the other day about one of my friends reading one of the books that I recommended, which was the WITSEC series by Ashley and Rostek, and it's quite simply like a book that I will just never forget. Like, I feel like with like ADHD tendencies, things like that, you have books, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like I read but I don't remember. Anyway, but this series, the WITSEC series, is like insane. So I guess that's my first recommendation. Now, also a little side note and some context, a disclaimer, whatever. I am a dark romance girly, like through and through. I am obsessed with like the darkest, taboo, like I was saying the other day in I think a different vlog, I was like, I'm not an Emily Henry, Colleen Hoover, I'm just not that girl. I tried to read a book just yesterday that was a little bit like, it wasn't a dark romance, it was like actually not a happy ever after, which is just rude, because I feel like I cry. I wanted to read like a sad book and I got low-key bored with it. Essentially, it's about this girl who, her family gets murdered by her stalker. Like her whole family, her mum, her dad and her sister. And it's basically about her going into witness protection, and she moves to a small town, like changes like everything to get away from this stalker who's basically after her. And lo and behold, she moves to this small town and her next door neighbors, 4 brothers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 brothers. The rest is history. It's basically a reverse harem, which is like, you either hear the term reverse harem or white shoes, and that essentially means one FMC, which is female main character. So like one girl with multiple love interests. It is such a good series because it has like that suspense, and it has like a good level of smart. Like, it's a bit of a slow burn because obviously they're all brothers, and like, you know, just don't think too heavily about that, you know. It's only weird if you make it weird. So just trust me on it. Some bits are pretty messed up, but it's mostly really good. The other series that took me ages to get into, but one of them that has stuck with me and that I'll always remember is the Mindf series by St. Abbey. It's actually a really sad story because the book is about a girl who, something happens to her and she's getting revenge for that. So she's like basically going out being a serial killer. There's this FBI profiler who is on the case trying to catch the killer, and they're also dating. She knows obviously that he is the FBI agent, but he doesn't know. And it's just this big thing of like, he's trying to chase the killer but he's falling in love with this girl, and then like, it is such a quick read. Like the books are really, really small, but it just works. Like it's just like a page turner. You don't want to stop reading it. And I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like when I rate things 5 stars, that means to me, like my rating scale is like, I could not put it down. Like I couldn't stop thinking about it. I wanted to keep reading. Like that's what makes me give a 5 star. Like I'm one of those readers where I'm not analyzing the plot and I'm not analyzing like, oh, this is this and this means this and rah rah rah. Like I'm just kind of reading for enjoyment. Another one, and it actually isn't dark romance, but this one will stay with me forever. This guy's my favorite book boyfriend, and it's Say You Swear by, is it Meagan Brandy? I'll have to fact check that. It is the most beautiful book. It is like, oh, it's such a good book. But I was sobbing. So this guy Noah is like the most patient, the most loyal, the most caring, sweet, like genuinely your idea of a book boyfriend or just like a boyfriend in real life. Like it's Noah, oh my god. So it's brothers, best friend, friends to lovers, love triangle, college, slow burn, dual POV, he's the football captain, some trigger warnings, there's mentions of grief, death, unrequited love. None of it for me was really triggering. Like I don't really get triggered in books. The plot twist, oh, like, nah, I was in hysterics. What are some other books that I've loved off the top of my head? Obviously, Throne of Glass. Hello. Like that is just, if you're not a fantasy girl, like I'm not big on fantasy, just because like it takes so long to like learn a new plot or learn like a new world, and there's just to me it's a lot of effort. So I first read ACOTAR, which is like, just I feel like a prerequisite when you start being a book girl is just reading Sarah J Maas. But I read ACOTAR and that was incredible, loved it so much. And then my friends, like my best friends, were like, no, you need to read Throne of Glass. Like Throne of Glass is so much better than ACOTAR. And I was like, whoa, okay. I must admit, it took me a long time to get into it. I read Assassin's Blade first, but couldn't really get into Assassin's Blade. So then I think I stopped reading it and then just started with Throne of Glass. And it took so long to get into it. I was like, then I was thinking, why are these witches coming in? Like why are we getting these random ass chapters with them? And it was a lot, but then it was a lot in a good way, and I was hooked. It's an incredible series. You need to push through. I even got it tattooed on me. It says live, and like it's an if you know you know situation. I'm not going to say anything if you haven't read it, but there's a certain thing that happens in Kingdom of Ash with certain people, and it's just like always a promise to me to live and to, yeah, that's all I have to say actually, otherwise it'll ruin it. The next book series that I loved, and it just like awoke something within me, is the Salacious Players Club series. That was so incredibly eye-opening because I feel like I've lived a really vanilla life. I had this friend group who had like a specific fantasy or like sexual preference, and then just felt like they couldn't express that or didn't have a safe space to do so, so they started their own sex club. So that was an incredible series because it followed each one of the friend group in each book, and their like kink and their story of like dealing with their trauma and like falling in love with someone, and like then that person that they fell in love with kind of exploring their world. And it was really, really good. I loved it because it was, yeah, very eye-opening to the things that people can do and like, which taught me a lot. Some books were 5 stars, some books were 4 stars, but all in all it was just like, just a fun little read. If you do like the taboo age gap romance, Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, I really liked it. If you love very, very taboo, like fucked up romance, you will love the author Jennifer Hartmann. She is like out of this world. I feel like I haven't really read anyone like her. One of my favorite books of hers is Still Beating, and it's basically, hold me in this, her sister's fiance. Ooh, yeah, yep, sister's fiance. They get kidnapped. She's kind of an annoying main character, if I'm honest. Like, it's a bit pick me, the things that she's like, it's a bit pick me as she's getting fucking kidnapped. But like, it's very, I'm a smart girl, like my sister is just the pretty one, and like I'm never interested in clothes and makeup and I'm just a book girl, I'm just a girl. Like, such an incredible but disturbing, very, very, very disturbing book. And Jennifer Hartmann just loves to rip your heart to actual pieces. Then towards the end of the book, all is well, lots of trigger warnings, but such an incredible book with just like the storyline. So they get kidnapped, the things that happens whilst they're in captivity was just unfathomable, and I guess it kind of created a trauma bond with each other, which like makes sense. But they end up, spoiler, they end up escaping, and it's kind of just interesting that they're trying to get back into normal life after just being in captivity for weeks and weeks, and coming back into reality. You know, the sister's around. The sister, I feel like, is just very, like, she's like, it's been 2 months, why are you not over this, kind of thing. Sis, if you read Jennifer Hartmann's other books, like for example, at the end of Still Beating, they were watching TV and they saw on the TV that there was a boy who'd been abducted for like years and years and years and years. And it was like him being found and like, or he escaped or whatever. Like, it was like him being on TV being like, wow, he's been found. And then they said, oh, we were only abducted for 2 weeks. I can't imagine what that was like. And then the next book, I got chills. The next book was about that boy and his experience. And that book is called Lotus. And essentially that's about, you know, his experience in captivity, but then also the way that he's like reintegrating into the world. And then he is with his best friend and neighbor, and obviously they end up, you know, they were in love, but when he was like a little boy, and then obviously he was taken, she was like heartbroken for the whole time, and then he comes back, and it's like just the way that they are supporting each other moving through this like reintegration and dealing with his trauma, and like them just like falling in love again. It is so beautiful, but just like heavy. But if we're on that heavy topic, there's this other series that I posted about on my Instagram the other day, Frozen Fate by Pam Godwin. The first book is called Hills of Shivers and Shadows, and I also have never read a book like this in my life, and also the way it made me feel was so fucking disgusting. Essentially what happens is this girl gets kidnapped. Seems to be a running theme with me. This girl gets kidnapped and she is taken to like the middle of nowhere in the Alaskan snow in winter by this crazy fucking guy, and she has like a husband that she was abducted from, but she like kind of wasn't in a bit of a loveless marriage. There is again 3 brothers who are also there that have basically been grown up, like they've lived there for their whole life, goes through how she navigates survival and trying to escape and find a plan, and she ends up obviously falling in love with those boys. The things that they have to go through, there is a huge, there's multiple plot twists in the book where I'm like, I did not see it coming. I didn't believe it was real. I was bawling my eyes out. I was like, what the actual F? And there's so much that happens in the books. Oh my God, I'm just like remembering everything. Oh my God. No, you need to read it. Some people hated the book. I think because it got me from the very beginning, because it was such a unique plotline. I was kind of like, no, I'm in this. Like, I need to see it through. I need to know what happens. There's so many. I'm just looking at my Goodreads right now. Not So Meet Cute by Meagan Quinn is so funny. Like, the banter in that book is like uncanny. It's basically this girl who walks the neighborhood of all these like rich, this rich suburb trying to find a husband, ends up running into this guy. It's like a bit of a fake dating situation. He's a billionaire, but their banter is incredible. That's kind of it. Like, I don't really want to bombard you with all these books, but like, if you take some of my book recommendations away and read it and love it, let me know, because I literally have so many. But I'm just gonna keep straightening my hair because I feel like I've yapped you off for so long. But thank you so much for watching, and I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon.